Molly Hatch was very proud of her native heritage and liked to spend time with her grandmother, learning about her tribal culture. Here she shows some artifacts she has collected or been gifted over the years, and the stories behind them, in her own words.
I'm Catherine Freiberg Hatch.
Did you want to show some of your baskets today?
Oh, yeah. Well, this is a basket that belonged to somebody made from Tacoma. It may have come from the Lane family down there. I guess a lot of people know that the Steves and the Crosses and all that, they belong to that family.
The Lane family?
Lane family, yeah.
And your grandmother, was it your grandmother that was a Lane or your
No.
mother?
Oh, yeah, they thought that I always thought that she was from that clan. Mm-hmm. She was a Lane from Tulalip. And these are some fans that people just brought and gave them to me, or needed some money, and I had to hawk it to me.
Now, what would these be used for?
Huh?
What would they be used for?
Oh, you could use it when during powwows, or like now you could use it for the festival, Salmon Festival. Mm-hmm. This is a peace pipe.
Oh.
It's a peace pipe, and that's what they used, I guess, a long time ago.
Hmm.
And that was done. This is beaded by Andrea's husband.
Oh. Your granddaughter Andrea?
Yeah.
Wow.
I always wanted one, so I was gonna buy one without bead it. But Barbara just told me, "Don't worry, you'll have one."
Oh.
He was already
He
working.
did nice work.
Yeah, he does really good work. Yeah.
What's his name?
Steve Hamilton.
Steve
He's
Hamilton?
from Muckleshoot.
Oh, he's Muckleshoot.
Yeah. And this is what you'd use in the ceremony, eagle feathers.
Oh.
And it's got elk horn for a handle.
Who made that, do you know?
Cy Freiberg.
Cy Freiberg?
And he
made
gave it to me.
Oh, that's really nice.
This is the one I bought from a guy from Snoqualmie.
Oh.
He-
That's nice.
Yeah, but this is the one that Mike Clasby, he said, "Here now, this is what you're going to hold." He said, "Now you won't be empty-handed when I, go."
Hard, yeah. Did he make it, or?
Yeah, he makes carves, all that stuff.
Oh.
And he said, "I feel bad when I see you. You don't have nothing in your hand."
Deprived.
Yeah.
And then what's this one?
Well, this is a quail ship. When you have a certain song, you could use it.
Oh.
I used it one time over at the powwow, and it was a song, a regular Snohomish song. All right. When I first started, "Oh, you just come down with it hard." I done that, and everybody heard this, and they just looked back at me, and I could have sunk through the floor.
What was that?
Yeah. Yeah, they use that for.
Well, in the old days, then a lot of people would have had those.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Roy made this for me.
Oh,
It's got deer hoofs or elk hoofs, and even got sea lion
Sea lion?
teeth. Sea lion teeth.
Wow. Where did he get those?
He got a sea lion.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
You're not supposed to kill him, but he got it.
It was probably dying of old age.
Yeah.
Sacrifice itself.
And these are my grandmother's beads, and she died. I forgot how old she was when she died.
Oh.
It was all her beads. She strung them herself, and I'd break them, and then they're not as long as they have been. These are trade beads. That's what you use for trading.
Oh, those are pretty.
But these are hard to get now, these regular Indian. Once in a while you could find them. So,
Glass. Wow.
yeah. So I got them.
Italian?
Yeah. That was given to me. Oh, this was one of my grandmothers too. She
Yeah.
wore this all the time.
Oh. What's that on the, is that a
That's,
shell?
yeah, this is the abalone shell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is what she used when they call this a chadalos.
Oh, for making mats?
When she used to make quite a few mats. And they had long needles. They were made out of, I never did get somebody to make me one, out of ironwood, the needles. And then they'd push it through, and after they got it strung with a string, and this is what they made the ridge with. Worked over there, the string that, and made the ridge on it. She'd done a lot of mat making. And these are the tools that she used when she made baskets. She'd take these knives when she'd go out in the woods and she'd work on it. There's a lot of work to peel them and soak them and peel and split them. And this is, I don't know what they call this. That's what she used to stick in, to put her roots, put it together. It's a little, these are the knives she used. So I treasure these, I keep them. And this is a hook that they'd make when they'd put it on the end of a pole when they went down in the river, when they, hook fish. I don't have any spears like they used to use with this.
Oh, it'd be on the end of a spear.
Yeah, and then they'd have a string tied and then onto the pole, and then if it hooked the fish, it just come off, and of course it's got a hole in, all right, and then it'd come off, and
Off of the spear.
and then it just, yeah. So I got that.
And then it was tied to it so it wouldn't get away.
Yeah, so, yeah. And this is a bone spoon they used. They made their own, spoons and all that.
Oh, it's made out of bone?
That's all bone.
Oh.
Yeah, that's old.
You said you fished down around your parents? They went down to around Muckleshoot to fish?
Oh yeah, they used to, and they caught great big salmon down there. You'd go down to the rapids, That's where they'd hang out.
Do you remember other places that they used to go fishing?
Oh yeah, well they used to go around all different places. Like a long time ago, I remember when we used to go up to Arlington, just on the other side of Arlington after you pass that bridge that goes up towards Darrington.
Oh,
Henry Shelton and his family used to go up there, and it happened my folks went up there one time, and we stayed overnight, but you can't do that anymore. And we camped there, and Henry Shelton was a great one to tell stories, those sick Indians they talk about.
Yeah.
He was talking to them on the river and telling them to leave the fish alone, because they rob, the nets if they can, the stick Indians. And he was talking to them, and I was half scared.
Can you remember any place else you used to go fishing or berry picking?
Oh, just down to Camino Island's the only place I knew. And then when we used to go, when they dry clams, that was a treat. We'd go down to Saratoga, that's down on Whidbey Island. And we'd have to help them get the cockles and the horse clams, and And then they'd barbecue it, put it on sticks, it's like barbecuing fish.
Oh.
And
Around the fire the same as the fish?
yeah, just like fish.
Oh.
Of course, that's the way they dried them. They started barbecuing them first. The cockles, you had to put them on, bake them over rocks so they'd open so you could get them out. But you have to put them on a certain way on the sticks so you could string them. Horse clams the same way. You have to know how to put them on. And that used to be a treat when they got done cooking them. Well, we'd take all the bellies off and eat it, and a lot of them had just the noses.
No. Just leave that.
That used to be a treat. After we got done helping them get the clams, and then we'd swim all day. That was a lot of fun there. And then when we used to pick blueberries, no, it'd be huckleberries, island berries. We used to go to Saratoga, camp there for 3-4 days, and we'd get all the berries we want, and then we'd come home and they'd can them. My grandmother had a little place down there back of the big house down there where she where she could dry her fish, and then she didn't have fish, well, she'd dry her horse clams. One time I tried it. I went over there. There was a bunch of them digging clams over there at the point. I said, I'm going to try it, and I got a stick. And there was a white girl that I knew that was down there. And I asked her, did you ever hear a grunter? She said, no. I said, well, come on over here. So I took a stick and I stuck it under the rocks. It started to grunt. So the boys, the men she was with, well, they come over and they turned the rock over. And the grunters were under the... Yeah, people used to come over, and Pete Dillon's mother used to come, and she'd get some, and then her sister, that was Barney's grandmother, and they'd walk when the tide would be going out. And they'd carry their own lunch, and then they'd sit down on the beach after they got their grunters. And a lot of these kids, my brothers and sisters, she's younger than me, they used to go out there and they'd get my grandmother, I always called her Kaya. She got tired of eating grunters for a while. Kids would go out every day and get her grunters.
Well, how did they cook them?
Well, they boiled them.
Boiled them?
Mm-hmm.
Were they real small?
No, a lot of them were big. Just it looks like a bullhead. But it isn't a bullhead.
Oh, looks kind of like a bullhead.
It just comes in June.
Huh. Did anybody ever eat bullheads?
Yeah. We went out jigging one time. We used to jig for bullheads. We'd go with Mary Henry. She lived there back there. Now where the cross from Dunstan's. We'd go along with her and we'd help her jig for bullheads. We used to go down towards, around by this sand spit out here.
Oh, I'm here?
Yeah.
Tulalip Bay?
And we'd sit there and we'd jig.
How do you jig?
Yeah, they just up and down. You had your line and your hooks. And then we used to go out to the end of the point, close to the buoy. You have to find a bed out there. And we got rock cod.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you jig for them too.
Out here by the buoy?
Yeah, right, uh-huh.
Yeah, Dad used to catch rock
But you
cod
have to know where the bed is. Locate it first and then start jigging for them. So that's...
Yeah, rock cod are good.
Rock cod, yeah, that's good, rock cod. Yeah.
Did they have an orchard at the school?
Yeah, all that orchard down
Yeah,
there.
that's what I thought. I asked John Dobin yesterday, and he said no.
No,
No
there
orchard.
was all different from, like the transparents and they'd get ripe, you
All
know.
different kinds. Huh?
And they'd store them for Thanksgiving and different days. They'd give us apples.
Oh,
That
Christmas?
was it.
Did they still have them at Christmas?
That was a treat, those apples. And we'd get it. They'd usually give it to us in the evening. We'd have apples. But they had all different kinds.
So they got ripe at different times.
Yeah, Uh-huh.
Huh.
Yeah, they
Yeah, I
do.
thought that must be why all those trees are down there.
Yeah. There was Gravensteins and those transparents. I don't know what they call those great big green ones, but they were good to eat when they got ripe. But I used to use them for apple butter.
Oh, yeah.
Make my own apple butter.
Huh.
And they had their pear trees, and they did Bartlett pears, and then they'd pick them and store them, and then we'd get pears too. Yeah, there's a lot of things they had for the school.
Yeah, John said that they, in the kitchen, they bake cakes and pies and cookies and stuff. Bread. Bake your own bread.
They had their bakery downstairs in the basement,
Oh.
and
Oh, they had a regular bakery.
they had a regular bakery. And later years, after they built the old dining hall down here, they had basement was all bakery. They'd have to bake bread every day. And then they make pies and different things on holidays. Oh, it used to smell good down there.
Yeah.
Make you hungry.
Yeah, they must have had to make a lot of bread for all those.
Oh yeah, they had to. And then they had a slicing machine. We'd have to slice the bread and set it on the tables.
Is that why the women around here bake such good bread? Did they learn at the school?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. My dad went to school for that too. Well, he was going to school over there. He used to be the
Really?
one. He used to do all the baking.
Oh. Huh.
Like now, when we'd go for a picnic and I want some homemade stuff, well, I used to order some pies and cakes, and he'd make them, and then my mother would bring it over to me the night before we went for a picnic. That
Made
way,
pies and cakes and
uh-huh,
everything.
so I could have it.
Oh.
Yeah, she'd bring it over, and I'd carry it over there to the picnic at Camino Island. Yeah, that was a treat. One year we had to stay. Had to stay in school on 4th of July. We hated that. Of course, we was used to going home and going someplace for 4th of July. We used to get on the canoe and we'd go to Everett and we'd see the parade and all that.
Did they have fireworks then?
Well, not like what they have now. They just had those sane ones they call.
Oh. Safe and safe.
Yeah. Yeah, they used to have. And then I think this is that picture of the nurses.
Oh. Is this in the way?
This is my mother and my dad is and William Shelton. No, I guess my grandmother isn't in there. This is my sister, Louise. That'd be John Henry's mother.
Oh. Okay, which ones were your mother and dad?
The ones on this side.
Over here.
Yeah, right here's my mother and my dad standing by her. And then William Shelton, his wife, and Frederick, I think.
That's your mother and that's your dad.
This is a drum that Herman painted for me. His father was the one that made this drum for me. Sounds kind of dead. It's been damp. Yeah, I used to let Big Shot use this for the Salmon Festival. A long time.
Is that an eagle?
Yeah, it's the eagle's head. That's his own design, what he's seen. And then they say when you have just a plain white one, like I got a white one, you could look at it and you could see the designs that you could put on there. It shows up in in the.
Lawrence made the drum.
Huh?
Lawrence made the drum.
Yeah, Lawrence made this. He made each one of us a drum.
Oh.
But he's after years after my sister died. Well, he started making the big drums.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
those.
he had
Yeah.
the big one.
And if I'm in good condition when they have the salmon festival, I had the tribe was giving out material to make your own shawls,
Oh, huh.
and my granddaughter took mine and she finished it, Debbie Muir.
Here.
So I had it painted by a feller that does a lot of painting on shawls. And it's got wheels on it. So if I'm able to walk on this, I may be able to wear it.
Could wear that. Oh, that's nice. It's painted on, huh?
Yeah, it's painted.
I don't know. I wonder what he uses. What kind of paint he uses?
I don't know what kind of paint they use, but
Oh, and beads.
and that's the cloth that the tribe I took and Debbie fringed it for me, and
She did
I-
a good job.
I haven't used it.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
You'll be a,
He-
you'll be
he
a
painted-
knockout at
Huh?
You'll be a knockout at the salmon ceremony.
Yeah. Yeah. He does a good job. He said, I'll paint whales on it for you, so that's what he done. His name is Pete Mackey. His wife is Evelyn Mackey.
Huh, I don't know who they are.
They come out here to powwows, or they come out here for the salmon festival, or sometimes when there's a dinner on, and then I tell them, and then they come up and they visit. They like to visit people.
It looks really good with your blouse.
Huh?
Looks really nice with your blouse.
Yeah. So if I'm able to, I could wear it if I join a procession. But like I always say, all the years that I've been on this beach around here, we never did have salmon festival.
Oh, they never had one here.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
They never did. Only thing that my grandmother told me was a long time ago when she used to be down the beach with us, when Lawrence was fishing down the beach, Beaver. When the humpies first come in, and you first catch a humpy, like if you're trolling, you take that humpy and it was more of a sacred deal to catch a humpy in your first catch. You have to take it and get a pillow, and she said they called it there's collaget. That'd be some kind of relation. And put the fish on and take it down from the beach and sing to it. And then you was never to cut it. All you done was get your stick and stick it through its mouth and cook it whole. You never
Did that with the first catch.
Yeah, that's the way they done it a long time ago.
Oh.
But she said you had to sing to it and bring it up from the beach where you want to cook it. So that's the only thing she had.
Little similar, but not the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
That's the only things that she said that they used to do a long time ago. I've gotten deer from a lot of these young people, boys that become singers. Sneetlam was the first one, Charlie Sneetlam, young Charlie. Yalachid is his name. He took his father's name, Yalachid, and that's his great-grandfather's name from Coopville. He brought me, my deer, the first one he got. Steaks, that's what he gave us. And that's what they have to do. They have to give the elders as far as they could go with it. cut it up and pass it around to the seniors. Same way with fish too. The same way goes that way. The names now around here are depleting. Of course, they don't really follow. There's a lot of names now that's lost. The ones I used to hear a long time ago. I don't know, they just don't go ahead and take the name.
Did they have some kind of a ceremony when you were young?
Yeah, I put one on when I gave the boys their names. There's Donald Dons is Spatapgid. That was my grandfather's name. I gave him that.
What grandfather was that?
On the Shelton side.
Shelton?
This is in front of the old dining hall. In the
Oh, is that the one you showed Sister Barbara? When
yeah,
she
she said it looks like a park.
Wow, it's really nice.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, you showed it in parts.
Yeah.
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 I guess I hadn't seen it the full thing. Wow.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
It was pretty when it was set up.
Huh.
We were proud of the old school.
Oh. Now, what book is this?
Huh?
What book?
Oh, this book come from the library, the Everett Library.
Oh, really?
They were selling it.
You can buy it there.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I had a picture of Irish, but Roy's got that.
Oh.
That'd been a good picture to show because she was in her Indian costume.
Iris?
Irish, uh-huh.
Oh.
And I didn't have any pictures of my other sister, John's mother,
Which one is that?
John Henry's mother.
Oh,
That's
that's
Louise.
Louise?
Yeah. And then Winnie, and Christina. That was Lawrence's wife. And Winnie is the one that's still living yet, and she's the oldest.
Oh.
She was the one that took care of me when I first went to school.
And she was married to Dewey Mitchell?
She married Dewey in later years.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was she married before?
No.
Oh.
No, he come from Upper Skagit. He was a stepson to one of the ones who used to live way back, Sam Meeks, way back at the lake up there. And he come down and he worked in a logging camp, and then he met her there. Her and Lucinda used to wash the sheets for the Everett log by hand.
Oh my gosh, what a job.
Yeah, and that's why her fingers are just crooked. She's got arthritis. Her fingers
She's
are.
your cousin, Lucinda?
Huh?
Lucinda, is she your cousin? Or?
Uh-huh. Lucinda was Sam Shelton's daughter, and he was my uncle. Yeah. And they worked up there and washed sheets, changed the beddings. That was an awful job.
How much money did they make for doing
I don't know. I never did dare ask her.
Not enough, I'm
Not
sure.
enough, I don't think. That's when you used to have to wring by hand.
Oh,
And you know how big sheets are.
man. Wow.
That's why I was saying these children nowadays, they have it easy. They even got Pampers
Oh,
and they go to laundromats now where you have to wash your clothes by hand. Until
It was
you,
terrible to wash diapers by hand. Did you have to do that when your kids
uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
You talk about raising all your kids in this little house.
Little house, yeah. I always say, how did I ever raise you guys? And they said, I don't know. And then they'd think.
Molly worked with Cy Williams to help start the Elder program. She was so dedicated to the job, she continued to work with the seniors until she herself was 75 years old. The tribe has honored her contributions to her community by giving her name to the Molly Hatch Senior Center.